Hey, what's going on, everyone? How you guys doing today? My name is Matt Jarbo. Welcome to $3 Theater, and of course, today we're finding out some big news. I was just doing a live stream where I was going over today's news when all of a sudden at the end of it, we find out this big, massive, insane, crazy bombshell that Star Wars has been delayed by a year. Not only Star Wars, but the Avatar sequels have been also delayed by a year as Disney is reeling from this COVID situation. They are absolutely desperate to get money, and they want to push everything back, so they're not going to be locked into a release date that maybe they're not going to be able to hit because of production shutdowns, as well as having a lot of other movies in a back catalog that still need to come out theatrically and not just be put to Disney Plus or Hulu or paid video on demand. A lot of people who are arguing in favor of these kind of things. I'm telling you, like there's money out there that they've got to make, and they're going to make it theatrically. They're not going to make it on PVOD. I'm just sorry. So this is where we find ourselves right now. So according to this article, says here that the untitled Star Wars movie previously set for December 16th, 2022 has been pushed to December 22nd, 2023. So that's fine. Then there was the one for 2024, which has been pushed to 2025. And the one for 2026 has been pushed to 2027. And then they're still going to be leapfrogging with the Avatar movies in between those as well. So this is where we find ourselves. It also says here that the delays are part of a larger shift being made by Disney to overall release calendars due to the shutdown. It's all a game of dominoes. When you start shifting your movies into 2021, everything else has to be shuffled back, including the Avatar sequels for what they say here is the 17th time. Probably a little bit of hyperbole, probably not, to be fair. So let me explain why this is a good thing. Okay, so there's a couple reasons why this is actually going to be a good thing. I think a lot of people out there are kind of already in agreement with me on this, but I want to talk about this from an actual fan perspective. I don't want to talk about this from a cynical, oh, Star Wars sucks under Disney. The sequel trilogy is garbage. I'd rather suck start a shotgun than actually watch those movies again. They're terrible, but give me money for making fun of them. Those people already have a platform, and they're generally liars and they're grifters, and I've already covered that a lot. But let me talk about this from a fan base perspective and why ultimately this is a good thing. One of the things Star Wars needs, theatrically at least, and this pains me to say, but I agree with it, is a bit of a break. You know, it's more of an it's not you, it's me sort of thing, although in reverse. It is you, it's not me. You need to fix yourself, find Jesus or whatever it is you're going to do, and then get yourself sorted out, get to rehab, come back refreshed and ready to perform. That's really kind of what's going on here, theatrically speaking. Disney obviously ran into a number of problems trying to get the sequel trilogy off the ground and how they overall handled the entire thing. And a lot of fans have been very upset with them since 2015, but really in 2017 when The Last Jedi came out. But we're in a place right now where Star Wars is actually in a really good space going forward. The comic books are surprisingly really good. The High Republic book publishing initiative is happening. There's the big push to get to the original Chinese Star Wars stories coming out of China, which I'm not going to lie, I'd actually like to read one of those if it gets a direct translation here in the States, although I don't quite know if it will, because it is being designed with China in mind specifically, and that of course also is to make sure they can find a way to gain a foothold in the Middle Kingdom to get some of those sweet, sweet monies that they are so desperately after. Also, one of the reasons why Mulan today was delayed indefinitely. But not only that, we find out that Taika Waititi has announced that he has started writing his Star Wars film. He's doing it right now while also kind of simultaneously working on Thor: Love and Thunder, a script that is done, but he's still fine-tuning, as he has said in another interview. But here he's working on his movie. He's writing this movie that is probably going to be the 2023 film, unless they somehow magically decide to secretly pull a movie out sometime between now and then, which I just don't see happening. But this is what it says. Basically, he's just saying that it's he's confirmed he's working on the new movie now that they've wrapped up the Skywalker saga, and no one knows what it is. Just that it's happening. He's the one doing it. And I still wonder if this is going to be the one that is ultimately being pushed by Kevin Feige. If this is the one that's going to be produced by Kevin Feige. And if it is coming in 2023, that is going to be 2 years after Kathleen Kennedy's contract has ended. So I wonder if that's going to play into it at all. Whoever's going to take over next, if her contract is not extended, which, hey, listen, it might be because of what I'm going to talk about next. And I know a lot of you out there don't want to hear this, but I wanted to brace you for disappointment just in case. Disney realizes, and I think a lot of fans realize, that the perfect home for Star Wars right now, while the theatrical films go out, get rehab, find Jesus, get a job, and clean themselves up, is going to be on Disney+. The Mandalorian and Star Wars Clone Wars Season 7 have absolutely proven to be juggernauts in popularity, especially The Mandalorian. Here it is many, many, many months later, and we still very, very, very much lovingly talk about Baby Yoda and our excitement for Season 2. Did you hear much talk coming out of the general fandom about The Rise of Skywalker after The Last Jedi? No, that even applied to Solo. Solo didn't have any kind of love really going into it because of The Last Jedi had irked so many people the wrong way, and it only took that movie coming out and going to home video for it to find itself a home and find itself an audience. And that's why yesterday Kessel Run Transmissions backed up a scoop I put out back in November of last year, given to me by Mikey Sutton, that Donald Glover is coming on for a Lando Calrissian show on Disney+. Grace Randolph herself has confirmed that back in April by saying that there were two Lando Calrissian shows, one with a younger Donald Glover and one with an older Billy Dee, which is an interesting concept to say the least, but that is still a good thing. The Cassian Andor series is going to have Tony Gilroy overseeing it. He finished up a Rogue One, and I think that's going to be really good for that series. We're going to be getting more Diego Luna and Alan Tudyk as Cassian Andor and K2SO, and I'm quite frankly on board with that 100%. We're going to have the Obi-Wan series directed by Deborah Chow, which, again, is amazing. We're going to have Mandalorian Season 2, which is already shot, which is supposedly going to have a bevy of cameo appearances, including potentially a spin-off series of an Ahsoka Tano show starring Rosario Dawson and whoever they might get to play Sabine Wren. Tamara Morrison might be coming back as Commander Rex and or Boba Fett. We don't know what the future has in store when it comes to the content, but what we know is that the content is coming. And right now, based upon the popularity of what Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni have done in regards to The Mandalorian and the work done on Clone Wars Season 7 and wrapping up that with the Siege of Mandalore, which to many would argue that 2 hours a TV is better than the entire sequel trilogy combined. It really does go to show you that they are looking at the future of Lucasfilm on Disney+. The Bad Batch was announced the other day coming in as a show to be released in 2021, giving us a bit more look at the aftermath of the clones and dealing with the fallout from Order 66 and the ending of the Galactic Republic. We've also got whatever else they're going to be coming up with in regards to comics and books and novels. And I think that's all good. So giving the movies a bit of breathing room gives fans time to fall in love with the franchise again by not trying to meet this release schedule that might be difficult to do for something involving a Star Wars trilogy, especially when originally nothing really seemed to be planned. Whatever they've got coming next, they now have an extra year to fine tune it. They have an extra year to compile it all together, and they have an extra year to make sure that it's right. This isn't going to be a September 2017 situation where we find out Colin Trevorrow has left Star Wars Episode 9 and that J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio are coming on board to make it a few months before the release of The Last Jedi. What that means at that point is when The Last Jedi came out and they knew probably it was going to be divisive, then JJ and Terrio had to rush to put two movies into one to meet a December 2019 release. That's the whole point, is that the sequel trilogy, in essence, was rushed because Disney wanted to meet a deadline. Disney had shareholders they wanted to appease, and they had money they wanted to make. And coming off of The Force Awakens and that $2 billion take-home, they probably thought it was going to be all gold, all gravy, all sunshines, rainbows, and blowjobs going forward, but it's not. But it can be now. They can find a time to build up the lore of Canto Bight in order to make sure that fans, when they go to Disney parks, are happy with what they get. They have the Galactic Star Cruiser complete interactive Star Wars experience that's going to be coming out sometime in 2021, apparently. I know they're working on it right now in Orlando. That's going to cost a lot of money, and I'm willing to do things that would be considered illegal in the Bible to get myself down there, if you know what I mean. And so, yeah, good time right now to be a Star Wars fan. It's an excellent time to be a Star Wars fan. And this, even though this Rona situation sucks for so many reasons, if it's pushing things back to allow more time to breathe and for them to create content on Disney Plus that's directly given to us that we can then fall in love with the franchise again, that's going to be fantastic, because the toxicity and the negativity, the cynicism and nihilism for cash that we see popping up when talking about this particular franchise, that could potentially go away. They could actually do some good things that are going to take all the wind out of those sails, and that's going to be wonderful, because maybe, just maybe, we can get back to talking about Star Wars from a better perspective. And if that is what my takeaway is, if that is what comes ultimately from this year delay, is to maybe have a little bit of calming in this particular part of the internet when discussing Star Wars, then I will take it. Because God damn it, guys, I am tired, I'm exhausted, and I'm very frustrated with what I see coming out of a certain group of people all the time who, you know, are now so desperate to remain relevant that they are just manufacturing things. And looking at this information, looking at where things are, we can now tell pretty much entirely that the behind the scenes drama is just manufactured. Lucasfilm is moving ahead, full steam ahead, with the Star Wars movie written by Taika Waititi, potentially produced by Kevin Feige, animated series, new book initiatives coming next year, more other series coming to Disney Plus. It is actually a fantastic time to be a Star Wars fan. And I just wanted to reiterate those points for you. So let me know your thoughts about this down in the comments section. They're going to be fun. They're going to be interesting, but I think they're going to be good. And I think many of you are going to also be coming at this from more of a positive perspective. And be sure to join the Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/3bucktheater, to get in on the conversation over there. And I'll talk to you guys later. Have yourself a great day. Thank you again for watching, and peace out.